Hello everyone, Onlydraven here again, and today we're doing another tutorial in Minecraft Volcano Block. Today I'm going to be showing basically just an introduction to this mod pack and how to get started in the first few steps, because it can be some of the more challenging mod packs to get started with. Now if you find this video helpful and you like it, please be sure to click like, but most importantly, please remember to hit the subscribe button. That way you can see all my videos and tutorials as they come out. Okay. So, Volcano Block starts you off in this type of a setting. Right? You're on a 5x5 grass block surrounded by cobblestone and infinite lava in all directions after that. It starts you off with two items in your inventory. The first is a wooden knife, and the second is a quest book. Now, one great thing about the quest book is if something happens and you die by falling in the lava, starving, any of that type of thing, this book will stay in your inventory automatically. So wherever you respawn, you still have your advancements book. So right-clicking on the advancements book, you'll see the first page of basically the advancements and where you're going to go to continue the game. So it tells you the first steps, and this is really the progression of how you want to move forward. The upper left corner, you'll see there's chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, or 5 in automated challenge. So following these steps will allow you to progress through the mod pack, and in some locations you can get to a certain one, like this one, where you can go down or sideways, so you have your choice of which direction you want to go. But you will get to some that require multiple, where you have to, like this one here, you have to come from this direction or this direction. You have to have both of the previous steps done before you can do this one. So once you've finished with the last item on each page, that will unlock the first item of the second chapter. Same with the third, the fourth, the fifth. The very first step that you're going to start with is the first challenge, which is So It Begins. If you click on that, you'll get some information on how to do what it's looking for. For example, it wants you to get player flesh and 3 bone meal. If you do that, your reward will be 3 meat kebabs. Okay? So basically, you have to figure out how to do that. And though down here in the description, it's usually going to give you some information on how to pull that off. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. So to get started, you're going to take the knife, you're going to hold shift and right click, and that gives you player flesh. We go back into our inventory, you can see Onlydraven's flesh. So that's kind of the concept there. You're then going to place this inside your crafting grid, which you'd normally find on your internal tab, and that is going to turn into bone meal. It's going to give you 3 bone meal. So that's how you're going to get the very first advancement. So just for these purposes, I'm going to go ahead and go back into survival. There we are. So now when I go into my inventory, just like you would, I have my regular crafting grid. I take that Onlydraven's flesh, put it in there. I now have 3 bone meal. And up in the right it says quest completed, So It Begins. So now I'm going to go into my book, and you'll see that now you have an exclamation point here. That means you've completed this quest. You can click on it, click on rewards, and whatever the rewards are will go into your inventory. By doing so, I've now opened up the second option, which is wooden hoe. I'm going to show you that one as well. So wooden hoe is what it wants you to put together. It says breaking grass, plants, not blocks, will occasionally drop sticks. And the reward for that advancement is 3 meat patties. Now, part of the reason, of course, you're getting food early on in the game is there's not much else to eat. But the other thing to be aware of is that when you're eating these different food items, if you look, you scroll over the tooltip, it'll say not yet eaten, what does it taste like? That means you've not yet eaten a food of this type. And by eating a large amount of different foods you've not tried yet, you can get additional life hearts, which allows you to survive and live longer. For the second step, we're going to take that bone meal that we made, and we're just going to use it on this grass here. Then we're going to break the grass, because the grass sometimes will drop a stick. Not always, so we may have to repeat the process several times. I didn't get one, so we're going to bone meal again. Now you'll notice I'm getting several other things. We'll talk about those in a moment. Getting started, we got some flowers here. We're getting some different seed items. This is really good because it's going to help us move forward in the game, but we haven't got a stick yet. Let's try again. Here we go. There we go. There's 2 sticks. Now that's not enough to make a wooden hoe, of course. A wooden hoe, unfortunately, normally would take 3 sticks in a block of wood or block of iron. But if we click on the wooden hoe here, you'll see that in this mod pack, you only need 3 sticks to make a wooden hoe. So some of the recipes are a little bit different, and that's something you're going to want to check on when building. Now, unfortunately, I don't have enough, so I'm going to have to make some more human flesh, turn that into bone meal, and repeat again until we get our 3rd stick. The good news is, again, in the meantime, I am picking up other things that are going to be very useful for me. There it is. All right, so now we have 3 sticks. Put that in our crafting menu. We now have a wooden hoe. And again, we got quest completed in the upper right-hand corner. We're again going to go back over to our quest book, click on that, get our reward, meat patties, yum. And the next step is speedy crop growth. Is a task. Now this means this is something that you need to do, but it doesn't require you build anything. So hold down shift, which is crouch, to accelerate the growth of crops. This is a very important process in the game, but just by clicking on that, it's going to give you the advancement. Right? There's no rewards, so it doesn't matter. This is why it tells you to do that. Clean the rest of this out here for a second. This is where you're going to start the beginnings of survival. We're going to go ahead and we're going to plant something. Let's grab something a little bit better. Let's say we'll start with pumpkin seeds. Very easy to do. Put a pumpkin seed there. Now, if we hold down shift next to these, you see how this looks like a little bit of white smoke is coming towards me every so often? You're accelerating the growth of this item. If this is a type of seed that can be grown that way. Not all seeds are affected this way, but many of them are. So as you're standing here holding shift, it is increasing the growth rate of this crop. And eventually it's going to grow to its maximum size. You can then harvest it however you need to. Now the 4th step, and the last one we're going to look at in this guide, is some strange seeds. When you click on that, it's going to tell you it wants you to get 4 normie seeds and an artesia seed. So normie seeds are something that can drop from grass like we were doing before. And an artesia seed is 4 normie seeds. Well, let's check our inventory while we're looking for sticks. Sure enough, we've got 3 normie seeds there already. So we just need 1 more. We'll go ahead and smash some plants. There we go. We got our 4th one. So we're going to go into quest book again. Click on that. Got the first half. Now we need to turn it into an artesia seed. So let's go ahead and do that. We actually got 6 of them, which is nice. And there we go, an artesia seed. Go back into our quest book. We've completed number 4, which gives us some more bone meal and a guide to unique crops. Now, this mod pack is going to give you a large amount of different guides towards a lot of the different mods that are included in the pack. It is very important that you read and keep up with the books because you're going to need a lot of the information out of them, because the JEI does not provide you a large amount of the different recipes to make items in this mod pack. And by that I mean, like we saw earlier, the wooden hoe was 3 sticks, which is different than what you'd find in most other Minecraft mods. In this situation, it showed us that 3 sticks would work, but in some of the patterns we're looking at, or some of the recipes, they will not be in the JEI. You'll only find them in these books. If you try to use the recipes for the item you're making in the JEI, you will very often find you do not have the items that you need to do it. So this is the first book, and this is a guide to unique crops. And that's going to talk about the normie seeds and a large amount of the other things we just talked about. But we'll talk about normie seeds and such in another tutorial. But that'll give you just the very basics to get started. Now you have a little bit of food on you. You've got the beginnings of growing, and you've got your first tool. You can definitely repeat those steps several times to gather up several sticks. You can start moving towards other tools and other items, and then we can continue on. But that's going to do us for this one. If you have any questions about this tutorial or any of my tutorials, please be sure to put those down in the comments. I'm happy to get back with you as quickly as I can, as well as any recommendations or suggestions for other tutorials that you'd like to see in Volcano Block. I'm always looking for new ideas. You can also go to my website, OnlydravenGaming.com, And there at the bottom of the homepage is a section that you can submit questions or feedback or recommendations via email if you'd rather get to me directly. You'll also find a link to the OnlydravenGaming Discord channel at the top of that page. And on the website, you'll find links to all my videos and tutorials, as well as links to my social media accounts. Especially recommend @Onlydraven on Twitter. You'll find my streaming schedule, find all those type of things, as well as you'll find the OnlydravenGaming store, where you can find cool and interesting OnlydravenGaming merchandise. So I really do recommend checking out the website. There are a lot of different resources there you may find beneficial. But that is going to do us for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.